Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. We'll begin in a couple of minutes. Oh, I need to flip this. There we go. We'll begin in a couple of minutes, 10 minutes after the hour, or 20 people, whichever comes first. Welcome in, everyone. Donna, welcome in. Mixie Pina, welcome in. Karina, welcome in. We'll begin in a couple of minutes. We'll wait 10 minutes after the hour before we begin. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. Hey, Melina, how are you doing? I am for Monday. 2 months left. Went back. I just finished spring break. Went back this today. So we got the countdown begins. What, 48 days, I think? Oh, you got 42 days? Nice. Did you already have your spring break? Welcome in, everybody. Oh, it was last week? Oh, nice. Yeah, you guys get I think you guys get out a week before we do. The end of May. We get out like the first week of June. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Testing. Yeah, definitely. Testing season definitely started. Testing, LPAC. What else? Our three assessments throughout the year. What else do we have? We have Career Day coming up. It's always a big deal. Hey, Kristen Stevens. Yeah, I'm right now. I'm currently working in 7th grade. I'm a resource teacher. I work with kids with learning disabilities. And then next year I'll be doing 8th grade. I live with the kids. And then I go to. Oh, Kristen. Yeah, it's my 18th. I'm finishing my 18th year. Melina, how many years do you have it? Finishing my 18th year, so 19. Yeah, I love it. It's been difficult, but really 22, Melina? Nice. Are you going to go to 30? Oh, you are? When do you plan on retiring? Oh, 5 more? Really? Wow. Are you staying in state or are you guys going to move out? Mic drop. I love it. Melina, what happened to the time? Can you believe that? I know. I'm thinking, gosh, I have to. You're definitely a hair flip. Melina, you know what I was thinking about the other day? They need to do a before Harrison Ford dies, because Harrison Ford's already 80. They need to do and Sigourney Weaver, Working Girl reunion. They need to do like a part 2 where Melanie Griffith's character owns several corporations. Well, they're probably retired by now, but that would be fun. They're coming out with Nicole Kidman said they're coming out with what do you call it? What was the movie her and Sandra Bullock did in the 90s? Practical Magic. They're coming out with part 2 in September. That's going to be really good. I love Practical Magic. It's such a good movie. Welcome in, everybody. A teacher. Yeah. Welcome in, everybody. We'll start in 10 minutes after the hour. 10 minutes after the hour, or 20 people in the room. Feral Feminists, welcome in. I need to stop scrolling and go to bed. It's what, 11 o'clock over there right now, Feral Feminists? So you got 1 more hour till 12. That's how I am. I just tell myself, go to bed by 10. I can scroll until 11 and then go to sleep. And then 11 becomes 12. I'm like, oh my God, this is not going to work out for me. Welcome in, everybody. We got all new fresh titles. We're going to start 10 minutes after the hour. we'll begin. Hope everybody had a good Monday. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. We got a couple of minutes. I have a chicken cooking right now. Oh, hey, Jaden Black. I know I haven't been on for a bit, but we're back finally on schedule. I have a chicken cooking right now for your lunch tomorrow. So when the timer goes off, I'll get it out. Lauren, welcome back. Corey, thank you so much for the roses. Really appreciate that. One more minute and we will begin. How's everybody doing? How's everybody's Monday? So for those of you who weren't on with us yesterday, my children's book, Joey King and the Fragile Figurine, was released. It's finally in Barnes & Noble and Amazon. You can pre-order it. It is they're gonna mail it out on the 9th of April. Yesterday we did a reading at the end, and then I think sometime this week we'll do another reading for everybody. So my first book, click the link in my bio. You can go into either Amazon or you can go into Barnes & Noble, $18.99. And if you're looking for some tax relief, you can sign your 8283. Maybe purchase a bulk and then donate them to your local library or your local school and get a tax break for them. Something to think about. Okay, let us go ahead and begin. Yes, a signed copy. I can do that for you. And I'll create a personalized sticker for you. Joey King sticker. Because we're all about the cricket. Or the cricket. I like calling it the cricket. The cricket machine. Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Melody. I appreciate that. Rodriguez. Oh, nice. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay, we're gonna start something new. It's gonna be a theme like Project Wednesday, where we do one reading and we do a project. But for Mondays, we're gonna call it Spa Monday. And what Spa Monday is all about is we're just gonna take our time to relax on a Monday night. A lot of you started the work week. So we're just going to use this time to decompress, take in a deep breath. Hey, Magali, welcome in. And between each book, we're going to be doing one spa procedure. So what we're going to do first is we're going to light our candle, and then we're going to pour our tea. So let me turn off the light. So we've always lit a candle at the beginning. We're going to incorporate this just as the beginning part of Spa Monday. So we're going to start with a lavender bergamot. Mm-hmm. Being a store manager at Bath & Body Works, oh my God, I love it. Oh my gosh. If I knew somebody that worked at Barnes & Noble or at Bath & Body Works, I'd be on them all the time. I love their candles. So we're going to go ahead and light a candle just to start us off. Because a candle will always give you a good glow. We love a good, warm glow. Isn't it? Kristen Stevens, I love it. And I have all of their men's colognes and sprays. So we're just going to take a moment just to inhale that lavender scent. We're going to put our candle there. And then we're going to pour ourselves some tea. Oh, is it? Their freshwater. That's my favorite scent. The freshwater scent. I love that scent. We're going to pour some tea. Tonight we're drinking a spiced orange mixed with apple cinnamon with a honey base. Mm-hmm. Jaden Black, yes, lavender is very relaxing. I agree. I love lavender. So we're just gonna take that drink and we're gonna take that candle glow, and we're just gonna let it create the environment. We're gonna let it create the environment. And we have our music in the background. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna read a book. And then after the book, we're gonna take our spray. I have a musk spray. Some of you might have a lavender. You have your own spray, and we're gonna spray. We're gonna do that next. All right, but we did go to the store. I'm sorry. We did go to the library. We have a whole fresh batch of new titles that I think you will enjoy. We're gonna find some really good ones because yesterday. Let's start with this one. Ashley Daniel, yes, a lavender pedicure, love it too. Water Day. We love a good culture book. Welcome to those of you who are on YouTube. Oh, let me turn the light back on again because I can't read the words if the lights are on. Water Day. We love a good cultural book. We love a book that isn't too dense and isn't too much detail. It's just right information. Just a small nugget of knowledge for the night. Nothing too much. We love a good end page. We love a good mint color. This one was published 2023. Water days are busy days. Grateful, laughing, thirsty days. Definitely, we love to read how people in other cultures live their everyday life. Water days are busy days, grateful, laughing, thirsty days. There's our main character there. And we love our deep colors. Gotta be South American or, let's see. Neighbors smile and wave, but mommy can't stop to chat. She has to mend our leaky hose while Papi fixes the rusty pump. So it's one of those chore days. We gotta go do chores. Dad's gonna go fix something. Mom's gotta go buy something. Daughter's gonna come along. Guys, let me go take the chicken out of the oven. Hey Siri, turn on. Hey Siri, set the timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes, starting now.
It's not done yet. Still a little light. By the time the waterman finally arrives, we'll be ready to fill the blue tank on our flat red roof with clear water that flows like hope for my whole thirsty familia. So they have to actually go get the water. They're going to get the water that they have to use. Agua portable. Portable water. We take so many things for advantage, guys. You know, we have a sink in the bathroom, a sink in the kitchen. 5 days have passed since the waterman's last visit. We need to bathe, wash clothes, cook rice, and boil agua to keep in the kitchen so that it's clean enough to drink without getting sick. We also need to flush the stinky toilet. So lots of things you learn when you have to go buy water, you have to go get water, you learn how many uses water is throughout your day. To bathe, wash clothes, cook rice, the toilet. Ya viene, here he comes. Sometimes the waterman has a truck, but today it's a wagon pulled by a horse that strains against the weight of a shiny metal tank. So there's a little wagon there with the water. The guy's got a big water tank there. And the people gotta buy the water for the week. Bisabuelita is so excited that she sings to her favorite trees, promising to water the avocado, mango, and guava. So they gotta water the plants outside too, so they can give some fruit. I laugh when she tells them she'll soon get their toes wet, because of course they have roots, not feet. But that is just the way happy great grandmas love to speak on water days. Aw. So the grandma says that the tree, I laugh when she tells them that soon they'll get their toes wet. That tree is thirsty. Because you know how they say when they're looking for water, they uplift? Like, give us something to drink. When I was a girl, she says with a sigh, the rains came every afternoon all summer, filling the well and tinajos with these big clay jars that now sit here under the blazing sun, completely empty. So at one time they used to get lots of rain and it would fill up these big jugs. But now it's drying up and they don't get as much rain as they used to. What changed? Everything. Weather, rivers, groundwater, lakes. Things are drying up in the town. There's the water tank. Without the waterman and his horse, we would be so thirsty. Luckily, he has enough agua today to fill our blue tank up to the top. Wow. They might have to work for their water, but I bet you it's very peaceful. Very peaceful life. See you in 5 days, I shout when he leaves. Pero mira, look back. Here comes the fish lady on her bicycle. The jar in her basket is full of silvery little pieces to pour in the tank, where they will gobble all the mosquitoes' larvae so we won't get bitten by insects that carry diseases like malaria. So very colonial. Very colonial. Hey, John, welcome in. I follow the fish lady up a steep, winding staircase all the way to the rooftop. So there's the lady there. I'm just gonna follow her up the little staircase up to the top. The little tree. She lets me dip a net into the jar and catch a few shimmery fish all by myself. There's the cat. You always have to have a cat in children's literature. When Water Day and Fish Day happen on the same day, our whole neighborhood is noisy and lively. Everybody's excited. There's some commotion. Commotion in the town. As we get ready to bathe, wash clothes, cook and flush, and splash a bit of agua onto the toes of thirsty trees. So everybody in the neighborhood has their chores to do because the waterman came. And so now everybody can get things accomplished. We also have to boil enough water to drink for nearly a week. Got to get out all them germs. That's probably how they came up with agua fresca. Water Day always feels like a river of joy that flows for my whole thirsty familia. We're going to be using water later for our spa day. The and it says, when my mother was a child, people in her hometown of Trinidad de Cuba had wells with hand-operated pumps and buckets for pulling up groundwater and large clay jars called tinajos for catching rainwater. Both were found in the central courtyards of horseshoe-shaped houses. Indoors, there were jars of drinking water filtered through layers of gravel. Today it's a lot more complicated. Climate change, polluted groundwater, limited reservoirs for storage, and crumbling pipes for delivery mean not every neighborhood has water every day. A typical schedule for deliveries from trucks and horse drawn wagons is every fifth day. Even in the big city of Havana, where 2 million Cubans live, water might be available for only a couple of hours once or twice per week. As a result, homes store water in tanks or cisterns. Mosquito fish are added to eat larvae, preventing mosquito borne diseases such as malaria, dengue, Zika, and chikungunya. Water is boiled before drinking to prevent bacterial infections. Water shortages make it difficult to follow COVID prevention instructions for frequent hand washing and mask washing. The end. Water Day. I give this one a 10. Definitely a 10. Based in Cuba, we get a small nugget of information. We have for Spa Monday a book that helps us reflect on the things that we do have and in gratitude. Something nice to end your evening with. Something nice to end your evening with on Spa Day. All right, in the comment section, let's see what everybody's thinking. Mexipin, you give this one a 10. I agree. I give it a 10. We are very blessed with lots of water. Water at our disposal. Water for tea. In the comment section, let's see what everybody else is thinking. John, you give that one a 10? I agree. Those of you on YouTube, if you'd like to join in, you join in as well. Okay, let's move on. Today is Spa Monday. For those of you who just joined us, we're adding a new day. It's going to be like Project Wednesday. On Mondays, we're going to do a spa. We lit our candle. Karina, give that one a 10. We have our tea. So drinking that in just to get us started. Now what we're going to do is we are going to spray our environment with, I'm going to use a musk spray. Some of you might have lavender or vanilla. I'm just going to spray. But let me turn off the light. So we're going to take this spray and we're going to spray it around ourselves. This is a musk that you use or that I use after I've shaved or like I've gotten a haircut. Hey Siri, turn off. And I spray it just to cool down my skin. Magali, I'm making a chicken for lunch tomorrow. But today, Mondays, we're gonna start doing a spa day. So we're just gonna spray ourselves, spritz our area so that we can get a really nice clean smell so that the environment around us smells really good. Right, Mexi Pina? I knew you'd love it. Okay, so we've lit a candle, drank our tea, we have sprayed our environment, we have sprayed ourselves. That way we can continue the good aura, we can continue the good energy flowing through. Let's release the bad energy from today. Did you have anybody that transferred their energy and you just felt it was negative? Release it. Did you have a thought or have you had a continuous thought that you hold on to that you gotta fight? Release it. Breathe in that smell. If it's lavender, breathe it in. If it's chamomile, breathe it in. If it's mint, breathe it in. Mine is a musk smell. I bring that in. Breathing in the fresh, letting out the toxic. Okay, let me go ahead and turn on the light and we'll start on our second book. After our second book, we're going to be doing an oil, Alfara. This is an oil that I picked up in Santa Barbara off of the beach. There was a girl there, she's in her 20s, and she said that her and her dad started, she's a chemist, and her and her dad started their own different like organic oil line. And she said all the products were locally sourced. When she told me that, she sold me. Mexican, right? Locally sourced, all organic ingredients. So we're going to be using these oils. That's after the second book. There was a book that I read to the East Coast that I really like. I'm going to read it again because I just really liked it a lot. And this is for all our plant lovers. Leaf's Gift. So if you are a plant lover, if you are a plant connoisseur, this book is for you. Yeah, the candle glow in the flicker. Very peaceful. It's very calm. Hey, lovely Lauren, welcome in. We love a good end page. We got this cobalt blue, or like this earth tone blue with this green. Different types of plants. This one was published in 2025. That's how we feel when we just really love something. I love my oils. I love my lotions. Isn't that sweet? He just loves his plants. What do you got? Leaf lived in the apartment above his parents' cafe. Cookies and coffee. So there's Leaf and his parents. They live above their little coffee shop. Cookies and coffee. Mom baked the treats and Dad brewed the beans. But Leaf preferred to grow plants in his bedroom with his pal, Hortus. Ashley Daniel, this is going to be a good one. So Mom baked the cookies, Dad brewed the coffee. A very millennial family. And there's Leaf. He loved his little plants. He is a plant collector at a young age. Leaf was devoted to foliage. For his birthday, he asked for a polka dot begonia. From the Tooth Fairy, he asked for a button fern. From Santa Claus, he asked for a peacock plant. Leaf had quite the collection. If asked how many plants he had, he would say, not enough. Ask his parents, and they would say, too many. So Leaf, he just loved his plants. He would get one for every holiday, every birthday, Christmas. And he had his little shelf there organized with all his plants. Leaf studied the many plant species. He learned how to care for them. He knew how much light was needed, when to water, and when to fertilize. And he knew which plants to keep up high, away from Hortus, because some could give him a bellyache. So even though it looks like a little bit of a mess, he had it all organized. He knew which plant was which. And he knew which ones not to get near his Hortus, the tortoise, because he would get sick. Guys, let me check on the chicken. Give me 1 second. is ready to go. He took such good care of his plants that they grew and grew. The pathos and hyos vine and twined themselves around the furniture. The monstera attached itself to the wall and spread toward the ceiling. Inch plants even began creeping and crawling out the bedroom door. Plantastic. Oh, Mexican, you have plants? I want to start collecting them. My friend that came to visit last week, she loves plants. She's really good at plants. And she has all this lighting in her house that she directs at the plants, the ones that don't get direct sunlight. I know he is really lucky, huh, Lauren? He's just growing them wild. Everything was going great until watering day. Leaf's trusty watering can was nowhere to be found, and he was certain he had left it on his desk, or had he? Leaf decided to use a mug instead, but watering plants with a mug was messy. Dripping and spilling, he had to refill it over and over. Thank you so much, Jen, for the follow. I really appreciate that. So he lost his water container. Squirrels dig them up. I had to get. Oh, really, Lauren? Oh my God. The squirrels would dig them up. They really love that, huh? So he had to use his mug to water the plants. A little messy for him. Later in the week, things got worse. Where was the botany book Leaf borrowed from the library? It was due in 2 days, and he did not want to be late. What a conundrum, said Dad. With so many plants, it's hard to find anything, he added. Okay, so the plant growth is getting a little out of control. He's losing all his things. He can't find his book, his library book. He can't find the water container. So he's got to do something. Well, I won't get rid of any. Leaf couldn't imagine it. Each plant was special. Choosing would be impossible. Then the unthinkable happened. Hortus went missing. So he's already lost 2 things. Now he lost his turtle. And he's like, I'm not getting rid of anything. It is really pretty. Ashley Daniel, I agree. My friend, she really likes these leaves. She loves the big ones. She always just likes to stop and look at them. She's like, oh, I just love these. Leaf took an honest look around his room. His jungle had grown too wild. It was time to do something. If only he could keep his plants, yet make them somehow less. Yeah, so he had to have a come to Jesus moment with himself. He's looking around saying, you know what? I think it is a little bit too wild here. I think it's a little bit too wild here. My bestie, she loves plants and has dozens of them. They're so pretty, though. I know, exclaimed Leaf. We can propagate. Leaf sprang into action, grabbing scissors, a bag of soil, and cups. He showed Mom and Dad where to put the plants and how to set them in place. Plantastic. So they're going to snip, put them in little containers. Before long, Leaf's watering can emerged, and so did his book. They got swapped up in the lines. Best of all, in the corner of his room was his ponytail palm, and peeking out from behind was Hortus. Oh, the ponytail palm. The turtle. By morning, there were hundreds of new plants. Leaf was ready to find them new homes. Oh, that's really nice. Leaf gave his neighbors some Swedish ivy. He surprised his classmates with watermelon peppermillos. Grandma and Grandpa got a goldfish plant. And his aunties and uncles got spider plants. Oh, the ponytail palm, that would be fun, huh? and the mail carrier he gave a chain of hearts. Sharing felt great, but Leaf still had many plants left. What would he do with the rest? Just then, the smell of freshly baked cookies wafted up from downstairs. Leaf got an idea. He ran out Google ponytail palm near me. I know, I'd like to see what that is. Maraligio. Maraligio. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that. The next day, the cafe served coffee with a free plantlet, and each customer happily took one. These little leaves make me smile, said a customer. What a wonderful surprise, exclaimed another. Thank you, said many more, until finally there was just one plant left. So even though he gave his family and friends pieces of the plants, he still had a lot left. So his idea was to come to the coffee shop where his mom and dad worked, and each customer got a free plant with their coffee. Top search and Google, what is a pony plant? Oh. I love it. This one is for the cafe, Leaf said to his parents as he set his gift by the rainbow. Or by the window. Sorry. Oh, do they? Tessa Smith, Home Depot has them in stock. Oh, I'm gonna check it out. Can you show the pages while you're... Yes, Marjol. We look at the pages and then we kind of review what we read. So here is the cookies and coffee shop cafe where Leaf parents live. There's the one plant that he decided to keep. And then if you notice in each of the windows, everybody now has a plant. So now the neighborhood looks really pretty because they all have part of Leaf's plants. And then when you go to the back, it says Leaf's Guide to Plant Propagation. So you get this little how-to instruction on how to propagate your plants. Ashley Daniel, 10 out of 10, I agree. The end. Leaf's Gift. Definitely a 10 out of 10. I read this one for the East Coast feed. They really enjoyed it. I really love this one because I know we have a lot of people on live who love plants. And I dedicate this to my friend who loves plants as well. All right, we started Spa Monday by reading Water Day. We got a very good cultural read on how water is used in Cuba. Lauren, you love propagation? Yeah, it's really cool, huh? I've never tried it, but I've seen people do it. I thought it's really nice. 10 out of 10 for gardening. And then Leaf's Gift, too. I really enjoyed both of them, but I really like Leaf's Gift the most. So I'm going to go with Leaf's Gift. You guys are getting really good titles so far. Okay, so next step for Spa Monday. We lit a candle. We drank our tea at the beginning. Then we misted ourselves with our favorite spray. Those of you who love lavender, those of you who love vanilla spray. Yeah, very good books for Spa Day, I agree. John, what kind of gardening? I know. We're going to have to ask Magali about that. She's the expert. We sprayed ourselves down. Now what we're going to do is we're going to be using some oils. Magali. Alfara. I'm going to turn off the light and then we're going to apply some of our oils. Magali, John asked what kind of gardening. Okay, what we're going to do with this oil, this is a locally sourced ingredients from the Santa Barbara area. The girl that I purchased this from, it was a Sunday and she was doing the farmer's market on the beach there. And, oh, thank you so much, Magali. I appreciate it. Yeah, Joey King in the front of the figure. And she was there selling, and she was telling me and my friend that her and her dad decided to get together, because she's a chemist, to start a little business. This was during COVID. And so they put some things together and then they just started their own little business. And this is the result of it. Oils. Healing oils. We love a good healing oil. We just like to do, people do different things with their oils. Lavender oil, vanilla oil, spice oil, any type of oil. For this one, we're going to use it for our hands. You can use it for your face as well. But we're going to do a hot towel at the end. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the oils. We're just going to get it in there into our fingers. We've used our hands a lot today. Our hands have gone through it. Hands we needed to use. Magali, the last 2 weeks, you know, I was telling you guys about my cousin. So me and my cousin go way back. So she likes to endure my ideas. So I told her we're having spa day when I come over. Because she's depressed right now because of the chemotherapy. So over the weekend, she got a spa treatment. And because she's depressed, so she's not motivated to take a shower. So it's been a couple of days since she showered. And so we showered her, scrubbed her, got a loofah, scrubbed her, you know, and then we sprayed her down. Then we went into the living room. She got a fresh new pair of pajamas, and her feet are getting a little bit rough because of just the lack of care. So she got a foot rub, she got a back rub. We sprayed some mist, we lit some candles. Actually, I'm not saying that to toot my horn, but the thing I love about my cousin is my cousin's been like since we were kids. She was the first person that I came out to, and she's always let me express myself the way I want to. And I love doing spa stuff. We'd always go together. We'd always do like a spa, some type of spa. So I did that as a thank you, you know, and just to kind of show her some care and some love. So we take the oils, we inhale them. Again, we inhale the healing and we let out the toxins. And we massage our hands and we thank our hands for all the work that they've done for us today, washing our head in the morning, cooking our meals, keeping us from bacteria and germs when we wash them. And then just take that. Take a deep breath. So as I was doing those things, I thought, you know, I've been itching to think, you know, I want to change up the live a little bit with something new. Like, what can I do? And I thought, oh, you know what, a spa day would be fun, and then we could do something different each time. So I thought Spa Mondays is a good time to do that. Okay, so that's our healing with some oils. When we're gonna read a book, our next book, our third book, and then we're going to do a hot towel spa. Okay, and that will I will need to. I'm gonna go turn on the hot water so that we'll have that ready when we're finished with the book. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. Our next book this one's called Yard Sale. Oh, Lauren, yeah, it was a really good one. What did you think about the ending? Did you think because it didn't stick to the plot, the original plot? We love a good yellow. We love a good bright yellow end page. Yard Sale by Eve Bunting. Eve Bunting sounds familiar. This was 2015. Almost everything we own is spread out in our front yard. It's all for sale. We are moving to a small apartment. Oh, you didn't? I heard that. Yeah. Oh, you didn't know the story? Yeah, I think a lot of it really has to do with just the tabloid culture at the time. I think that's really the story. Um, that the sister and Carolyn were in the back seat of the plane, and he was driving it, and that in the movie version she goes up to the front and sits next to him. But yeah, she was found with her sister, and that was the difficult part because it was her and her sister that both died, along with him, and the mom. Did you watch the whole thing, Lauren? So it looks like our story opens up with a yard sale. All the things that they're owning. Oh, okay. Yeah. So you know how the mom was really like the mom didn't like him. She didn't like JFK Jr. And he ended up taking the daughter and her other daughter too. Yeah. The mom, she was like, I don't like this guy. Yeah, it was very sad. But the depiction of New York in the '90s, that's exactly how I remember it. Hmm. Yeah, he does. He really does. And because he was from that era, like he was probably in his 20s and his 30s. So yeah, he really does capture that. Mm-hmm. I agree. Small but nice, my mom told me. She and Dad took me to see it. He showed me the fun bed that came down from the wall. Look, he said, it's right in our living room. It's all nice, I said, but it doesn't feel like ours. So they were going from a big house to a small apartment. They had to downsize. Looks like they have one of those pull-out beds from the wall. Today, there are a lot of people walking around our front yard, picking up things, asking the price, though Mom and Dad already put prices on them. So there's the yard sale is in full swing. Everybody's purchasing something, everybody's buying something. How much for this? A woman asks, touching the headboard off my bed. $10, my mom says. The woman sniffs, but looks like someone put crayon marks on it. I'll give you 5. My mom sighs. All right. I wish I hadn't put the crayon marks on there. They were to show how many times I had read Goodnight Moon. Aww. I really love these illustrations. So there's the lady. She's asking to purchase the headboard for $10. And she goes, looks like there's crayon marks on there. So mom gave it to her for half. And the little girl had put those crayon marks for how many times she read Goodnight Moon. Mm-hmm. My best friend Sarah and her little brother Petey came over from their house next door. They're both still in their PJs. You've got a lot of people, Sarah says. That's good. I know. So there's the neighbor. They're in their PJs still. Their regular schedule. Hey, Marie Seaside. Their regular schedule hasn't been disrupted. So they're able to stay in their pajamas all day. I suddenly see a man loading my bike into the back of his truck. I rush over to him and grab one of the wheels. I'm really angry. You can't take this, I say, pulling on it. It's mine. Oh, the man looks surprised, but he sets the bike on the ground. I'm sorry, I just bought it. Was it not meant to be for sale? The guy purchased the bike, she's taking it from him. My dad runs over to us. Oh, Callie, he puts his hand over mine. We told you, sweetie, we have no place to keep it, and there is no sidewalk outside, just a street with a lot of traffic. I look up at him and I think my eyes are all teary, but probably not. My dad doesn't cry. It's okay, I say, and I let go of the bike. I don't need to take it, the man begins. It's okay, I say again, then I add, but will you give it back to me when we get our house back? The man smiles. Definitely. So she had a little moment there where she didn't want to give up the bike, but she had to. Poor girl, her whole life is being taken from her. Her headboard, her bike. I walk back to Sarah. I wish you didn't have to go, she mutters. Why do you, anyway? I shrug. I don't know. It's something to do with money. Sarah picks up Petey's pacifier, which he has dropped, and sticks it back in his mouth before she can scream. Or before he can scream. I don't get it, she says. I don't exactly either. Sarah stares at me. I could ask my parents if you could stay with us. I give her a hug. She smells of Fruit Loops. My parents would be lonely, I say. Maybe we could give them Petey instead, she offers. No offense, I say, but I'd miss my mom and dad. And so there she is saying goodbye to her best friend. And little brother Petey. Is this for sale? A man asks me. He's pointing at a red geranium in a big blue pot. For a minute, I feel important. I think so, I say. But you'd better talk to my dad. Over there, I point. Aw, I love a good geranium. I love ivy geraniums. I think ivy geraniums are so pretty, especially the purple and the red ones. And when the leaves are like really green and then you water it, and then after you've watered it and you get the little red the water droplets on the leaves, it's just so pretty. It's so fresh to look at. Ivy geraniums. Dad smiles at the man. It's for sale if you can move it. It's pretty heavy. The man rolls it on wheels he's brought and heaves it into his truck. Aw, they ended up selling it. I've been like, I'm gonna take it up and leave it outside. It's not something I would have. Hey, Bree, welcome in. Almost everything is gone. Anything that's left, my dad is selling cheap. He and my mom look droopy. My dad is rubbing my mom's back. Aw. They're probably sad too. Looks like a really nice neighborhood that they live in. They're gonna sell all their things. Sarah and Petey have gone back to their own house. I hate people buying our stuff. It's not fair. I think I'll give Sarah my red heart necklace before we leave. And I'll tell her she can come visit, Mom says. A woman comes up to me. Are you just the cutest thing, she says, smiling. Are you for sale? A shiver runs through me and my toes. From my toes to my head. Aww. Yeah, Bria Arthur book. There's the lady there. She wants to buy her. All of their stuff has been taken. I run to my dad. I'm really bawling. I'm not for sale, am I? You wouldn't sell me, would you? My dad drops the garden chairs he's holding. Not for $1,000,000 trillion, he says. Not ever, ever, ever. He wipes my nose. Suddenly, my mom's there, and we are all hugging at once. Aw. She had a moment. It caught up to her. So she had to go run to her family. Dad stands up and calls out, help yourselves to anything that's left for free. We don't need any of it. The people who are left scurry around. Just take it at this point. We go inside our almost empty house, and it's okay because we really don't need anything we've sold. And those things wouldn't fit in our new place anyway. Their house now empty. Just one chair. But we fit in our new place, and we are taking But we will fill, oh gosh, I can't get these words out of my mouth. But we will fit in our new place. And we are taking us. I think I'll like my new fun bed, I say. Mom smiles. I think you will. I couldn't get that. And we are taking us. It's like my brain is trying to make sense of that. The end. Yard sale. This was a good one. I give this one an 8. I really like the illustrations. I really like the story. There could have been a little bit more to it, but I'm going to give this one an 8. John, you like that one? You give that one a 10? I agree. You guys are getting really good titles today. You guys are getting really good titles. We started with Water Day. We got a cultural experience of Cuba and people who have to wait for their water to be delivered to them. Magali, you give that one 10,000. Then we read Leaf's Gift about plants. This one definitely my favorite for tonight. And then we just finished Yard Sale. So in the comment section, let's see what everybody is thinking. Oh yeah, John and Rachel, your birthdays are coming up. That's right. We started with Water Day. 1 in the comment section. 2 if you enjoyed Leaf's Gift. Or 3 Yard Sale. In the comment section, let's see what everybody's thinking. Magali, 2 and 3. Okay, for our last spa treatment of the night, what we're going to do is we're going to get a hot towel. During the East Coast feed, I put it on my face, so my face feels pretty tight. My pores feel clean, they feel tight. Mexi Pina 2 and Ashley a 3. This time what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the hot towel on my neck because I hold a lot of my tension in my back because I'm like this at my nest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get the hot water and the towel. I'm going to turn off the light. This time I'm going to be a little bit smarter with it. I'm going to bring the tongs. I don't want to touch it with my hands. So what we're going to do is we're going to pour that hot water on our towel. How many of you love a good hot towel? The lady that I go get my hair cut from, she had surgery on her hand, or on her foot, I'm sorry. She had surgery on her ankle. And she always ends after she shaves my face and cuts my hair, she ends it with a hot towel. My favorite part of the haircut. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take some of the oils that we have. And we're going to put it. We're going to dip some of those oils. We're going to dip some of those oils in the hot water. Now, if you have lavender oil, it's different types of oils that you can use. You want to put that in. And we're going to let it sit just for a bit because it's really hot. I'm going to take the tongs and I'm just going to mix it. We're going to let that steam just burn away all of the toxins. We're going to let the steam just evaporate all the tension that we have. Do I have any puns for Easter? John, I'm gonna probably be with my cousin over the weekend. She got her second dose of chemotherapy today, so that's gonna take a week for her to get through it. So I'm probably gonna spend that time with her. Let me go get another rag so I can put the hot towel on. John, what are you gonna do for Easter? Oh, thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. Yeah, we've kind of discovered through the home care that she's been receiving that she's depressed. She has a layer of depression. Okay, we're gonna take out the hot rag. My goal is to let it steam for a bit, and then I'm gonna roll it up and I'm gonna put it on my back here. Probably just a barbecue and a hangout with family. Nice. How's the weather been over there, John? Has it been warming up? Okay, we're gonna put this over here. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the rag and we're just gonna fold it like this. I'm gonna wring it out just a little bit. And then I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna put it right here. Oh my gosh, that feels so good. And as the steam's coming out, I could smell the oils. Smells really good. I hold a lot of tension on the back of my neck. So I'm just gonna let that sit there for a bit. Stretch it out. And I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna bring it out. Oh, it's a little chilly. What is the temperature supposed to be on tonight? And then I'm just gonna wash my neck. I tend to have oily skin. So usually my neck and my face are oily by the end of the day. So this just kind of feels nice before going to bed, having it cleaned up. Mention I'm going to church for Steve. Oh, on Easter, yes. I always remember Jesus Christ is risen today. Alleluia. That would be the exit song. I grew up Catholic, and when we'd hear that song at the end. Jesus Christ. And you were all happy at the end because it was over. The 2-hour mass was over. All right, let's sing this song. So we would sing it, and then we would exit the church and then go have McDonald's afterwards. All right, let's put this over here. And for the last part of spa day, you take your favorite cologne, your favorite perfume, your favorite mist. This one I'm going to use. This is cologne mist. It's what's it called? Exotic musk. And then I'm just going to spray it. It's a body spray for me. I'm going to spray it around you. Around my face. My face is clean from earlier. Oh, I got my glasses. That's smart. And now I feel rested and rejuvenated. Oh my goodness, except for my glasses. Let me clean these. All right. Ooh, my glasses are a little stained. Chilling rest. Marisi said, did you have your guys? If you are into holistic healing and you're into sound baths, Marisi said she does a live with sound bowls. So if you're interested, follow her page. I know sometimes it's just nice watching somebody do it, and you get that energy back. Okay, let's look back into the stacks and see what we can find. We still have a lot of fresh titles to choose from. Our last book of the night is called The Little House. And look at the little mat. It says Her Story. The Little House by Virginia Lee Barton. I saw this one. I thought, I love a good traditional children's book. We love a good end page. It's got a little cottage with a little horse-drawn carriage. Let's see if I can read this one without the link. Guys, this one was published in 1942, so this is an oldie but goodie. Once upon a time, there was a little house way out in the country. She was a pretty little house, and she was strong and well built. The man who built her so well said, "This little house shall never be sold for gold or silver, and she will live to see our great-great-grandchildren's great-great-grandchildren living in her." So a tall order already for the little house. A little house way out in the country, meant for generation after generation after generation. The little house was very happy as she sat on the hill and watched the countryside around her. She watched the sun rise in the morning and she watched the sunset in the evening. Day followed day, each one a little different from the one before. But the little house stayed just the same. Oh, look at, I love the time lapse of the sun. In the nights, she watched the moon grow from a thin new moon to a full moon, then back again to a thin old moon. And when there was no moon, she watched the stars. Way off in the distance, she could see the lights in the city. The little house was curious about the city and wondered what it would be like to live there. So there we get the moon phases. And along with the sun, she got to see the different moon phases, and she would see the city lights and wonder what it was like to live in the city. What would it be like to be a house in the city? Time passed quickly for the little house as she watched the countryside slowly change with the seasons. In the spring, when the days grew longer and the sun warmer, she waited for the first robin to return from the south. She watched the grass turn green. She watched the buds on the trees swell and the apple trees burst into blossom. She watched the children playing in the brook. So she watched the seasons, and we're now on spring. And there she is, surrounded by all the green grass, all the lush gardens, horse-drawn carriages, blue skies. In the long summer days, she sat in the sun and watched the trees cover themselves with leaves, and the white daisies cover the hill. She watched the gardens grow, and she watched the apples turn red and ripen. She watched the children swimming in the pool. Summertime. Some houses there in the back. In the fall, when the days grew shorter and the nights colder, She watched the first frost turn the leaves to bright yellow and orange and red. She watched the harvest gathered and the apples picked. She watched the children going back to school. And we get this really nice fall picture. We love a good fall picture. In the winter, when the nights were long and the days were short, and the countryside covered with snow, she watched the children coasting and skating. Year followed year, the apple trees grew old, and the new ones were planted. The children grew up and went away to the city, and now at night the lights of the city seemed brighter and closer. Wintertime, covered in snow. One day the little house was surprised to see a horseless carriage coming down the winding country road. Pretty soon there were more of them, and on the road, and fewer carriages pulled horses. Pretty soon along came some surveyors and surveyed a line in front of the little house. Pretty soon along came the steam shovel and dug a road through the hill covered with daisies. Aww. Then some trucks came and dumped big stones on the road. Then some trucks with little stones. Then some trucks with tar and sand. And finally a steamroller came and rolled it all smooth. And the road was done. Aww. So here comes progress in the form of concrete, ripping right through the land and right next to the little house. You guys are getting really good titles tonight. Now, the little house watched the trucks and the automobiles going back and forth to the city. Gasoline stations, roadside stands, and small houses followed the new road. Everyone and everything moved much faster now than before. Oh, look at what happened. Progress. Yeah, very cutesy. There's a new road. Look at all the tract homes. Homes, homes, and more homes. More roads were made, and the countryside was divided into lots. More houses and bigger houses, apartment houses and tenant houses, schools, stores, and garages spread over the land and crowded around the little house. No one wanted to live in her and take care of her anymore. She couldn't be sold for gold or silver, so she just stayed there and watched. Aw, guys, look at this picture. She is completely covered now. Rows and rows of apartment complexes and buildings and cars. Now it was not so quiet and peaceful at night. Now the lights of the city were bright and very close, and the street lights shone all night. This must be living in the city, thought the little house, and didn't know whether she liked it or not. She missed the field of daisies and the apple trees dancing in the moonlight. Oh, that's sad. She had always wondered what it was like to live in the city, and now the city finally caught up to her. Pretty soon there were trolley cars going back and forth in front of the little house. They went back and forth all day and part of the night. Everyone seemed to be very busy, and everyone seemed to be in a hurry. Oh wow, look at there's a big trolley road now. Jeez. Pretty soon there was an elevated train going back and forth above the little house. The air was filled with dust and smoke, and the noise was so loud that it shook the little house. Now she couldn't tell when spring came, or summer, or fall, or winter. It all seemed about the same. Guys, look at the little house. They built like a whole track system. This is like Chicago, city of Chicago. They built a whole track system above. I know, Stacy, right? It's completely gone. Pretty soon there was a subway going back and forth underneath the little house. She couldn't see it, but she could feel it and hear it. People were moving faster and faster. No one noticed the little house anymore. They hurried by without a glance. So not only do we have the train system, the buildings, now we have the underground. Progress. Pretty soon they tore down the apartment houses and tenement houses around the little house and started digging big cellars, one on each side. The steam shovels dug down 3 stories on one side and 4 stories on the other side. Pretty soon they started building up. They built up 25 stories on one side and 35 stories on the other. Wow. Look at that. There's the little house. Now the little house only saw the sun at noon and didn't see the moon or stars at night at all because the lights of the city were too bright. She didn't like living in the city. At night she used to dream of the country and the field of daisies and the apple trees dancing in the moonlight. The little house was very sad and lonely. Her paint was cracked and dirty. Her windows were broken and her shutters hung crookedly. She looked shabby, though she was not as good at a house as ever underneath. So she's just crowded in there by those skyscrapers. Big city. Could be Manhattan. Could be Chicago. Then one fine morning in spring, along came the great-great-granddaughter of the man who built the little house so well. She saw the shabby little house, but she didn't hurry by. There was something about the little house that made her stop and look again. She said to her husband, "That little house looks just like the little house my grandmother lived in when she was a little girl. Only that little house was way out in the country, on a hill covered with daisies and apple trees growing around." So there you have the little house. She's in the mix of that city. The smog. Billowing. They found out it was the very same house, so they went to the movers to see if the little house could be moved. The movers looked at the little house all over and said, "Sure, this house is as good as ever. She's built so well and we could move her anywhere." So they picked up the little house and put her on wheels. Traffic was held up for hours as they slowly moved her out of the city. Aww! Look at her. They uprooted her, put her on a trailer, they're gonna move her out. One of the granddaughters decided to do that. At last the little house was frightened. Or at first the little house was frightened, but after she got used to it, she rather liked it. They rolled along the big road and they rolled along the little roads until they were way out into the country. When the little house saw the green grass and heard the birds singing, she didn't feel sad anymore. They went along and along, but they couldn't even seem to find just the right place. They tried the little house here and they tried the little house there. Finally, they saw a little hill in the middle of a field and apple trees growing around it. "There," said the great-great-granddaughter, "that's just the place." "Yes, it is," said the little house to herself. A cellar was dug on top of the hill, and slowly they moved the little house from the road to the hill. Aww, a happy ending for the little house. Right there. There's the city. They moved her in. The windows and shutters were fixed, and once again they painted her a lovely shade of pink. As the little house settled down on her new foundation, she smiled happily. Once again she could watch the sun and moon and stars. Once again she could watch spring and summer and fall and winter come and go. Once again she was lived in and taken care of. Aw, she's back to where she started again. She's back to where she started again. Never again would she be curious about the city. Never again would she want to live there. The stars twinkled above her. A new moon was coming up. It was spring, and all was quiet and peaceful in the country. We love a good moon in children's literature with stars. Although she's in a new place, she's starting over again. The end. The Little House. Guys, a good way to wrap up Spa Monday. And you guys got really good titles today. Not only did you guys get a spa day today, you guys got really good titles. We started out with Water Day, a cultural read 1. Then we read Leaf's Gift for Our Plant Lovers 2. Then Yard Sale 3. And then 4, The Little House. In the comment section, let's see what you guys are thinking. 1, 2, 3, or 4. I'm going to have to say all 4. You guys got a really good mix tonight. A lot of different subjects. A lot of things that we favored. A lot of things that we've enjoyed in the past. In the comment section, let's see what everybody is thinking. 1, 2, 3, or 4. We might have been really successful and put everybody to sleep. Got everybody relaxed and got everybody tired. And that is our goal here on our live. To relax and read to somebody before they go to bed. Alrighty, friends, remember that my first children's book, Joe E. King and the Fragile Figurine, is now for sale on Barnes & Noble, in Barnes & Noble online and Amazon. You can click the link in my bio and purchase your copy. They're available for pre-order. They're $18.99, and they ship out next Monday on the 6th. John, that's going to be in the future, probably another month from now. The box, what you'll get in the box is you'll get the book. You will get, let me show you. You will get a set of stickers, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the glow. And then you will get a set of Joe King character stickers. So there's Joe, the 2 girls, Jennifer and Aaron. There's Joey King with the Fragile Figurine. There's the dad, the mom, or the teacher, I'm sorry. And then the title of the book itself. And then you will get the 4 color sheets that go with the book. Now, if you want to wait for that one, you'll get, I'll send a personal message in your book when I send it to you. And then I'll put your own personal sticker on the front here that says that the book is yours. I haven't thought of the design yet, but I'm going to incorporate the person's name. Maybe John and the Fragile Figurine. Maybe I'll, instead of putting Joey King, I could put the person's first and last name on there. That'll probably be about $24.99 for the package itself. You'll get the box and then the packaging. It's gonna be in a little pouch, and the little pouch is gonna have the figurine design on it, repeated throughout. I'll show you guys that when I get it rolling. I have to invest a little bit more money into that. Alrighty, friends, thank you so much for participating tonight. We had a really good crowd tonight. I hope everybody got relaxed and free. Just a little bit of that stress out. Everyone, have yourselves a good night. Have a good Tuesday, and we will see you tomorrow. Have a good night, everyone.